Garlu is a journalist and author who worked in the region. She joins me now from London. Tara, thank you very much indeed. Can I just get your take on what's happened in the Gulf of Oman? And Javad Zarif saying that it's beyond suspicious, the timing of these incidents involving these two tankers.
Thank you for having me. I think what happened this morning is also surprising and alarming at a very critical time where essentially the United States mediator Shinzo Abe, the Japanese prime minister, is in Iran trying to de-escalate these tensions. And then you have the incident that happened in the Gulf of Oman. One point that I would make with this regard is that there are very powerful actors in the region who don't want to see any mediation and agreement between Iran and the Trump administration, and they have the capacity to create false flags and in an effort to escalate tension. So anything is possible, and since last month, looking at the other incidents, Iran has been framed, Iran is always blamed, and there is no surprise that there will be fingers pointing to Iran, but then we have to wait and see what the evidence show, and also what would be the response from Washington, in this case, President Trump.
What do you make of what could be described almost as a pincer movement against Iran? You have Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the United States putting pressure on Tehran, the Americans specifically wanting to include Tehran's ballistic missile program in a renegotiation of the 2015 nuclear deal. Has something changed since Donald Trump became president compared to Barack Obama's presidency and his approach to Tehran? And how successful is it eventually going to be, do you think, that approach from the Trump administration?
I think to answer your question about how successful it will be, we're at a, we're having a scenario where there is no agreement between Iran and the United States, and the United States unilaterally pulled out of the nuclear accord. So comparing the two scenarios, had the United States stayed in the JCPOA agreement dealing with other behavior that was not acceptable by the United States and its allies, including Iran's missile program, would have been much easier. Comparing to a time where Iran and the United States are absolutely at odds, given the United States dismissing of the nuclear accord, so it's much harder to deal with other issues. So to that point, it's going to be more difficult. But then again, President Trump has shown in the last week or so that he wants to engage Iran in various ways and prevent conflict. But as you mentioned, countries like Saudi Arabia and Israel, they have a very different agenda in many cases than that of the United States government, and there are actors that would support their agenda of confrontation, and that's really what's happening right now in the region.
Tara, thank you very much indeed. Very much appreciate your giving us that analysis here on TRT World.